The World Economic Forum was founded in January 1971, when a group of European business leaders met under the patronage of the European Commission and European industrial associations. German-born Klaus Schwab, then professor of business policy at the University of Geneva, chaired the gathering, which took place in Davos, Switzerland. The organization was subsequently incorporated as a not-for-profit foundation. This concept states that the management of an enterprise is not only accountable to its shareholders, but must also serve the interests of all stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and more broadly, government, civil society, and any others who may be affected or concerned by its operations. The forum was called the European Management Forum until 1987, when it was renamed World Economic Forum to reflect its expanding scope and transformation from a European to truly global organization. The forum has also been the catalyst for a number of significant global initiatives, such as the Global Compact, the Gavi Alliance, the Global Fund to Fight AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria, and the development of the G20 concept. The World Economic Forum is a membership organization, comprised 1,000 of the world's top corporations, global enterprises usually with more than $5 billion in turnover. These enterprises rank among the top companies within their industry and play a leading role in shaping the future of their industry and region. Some of the member companies join the forum's strategic and industry partnership communities, which are designed to deepen their engagement with the forum's events, projects, and initiatives. The forum's members are at the heart of all their activities, such as strategic partner, industry partner, regional partner, foundation member, global growth company, and technology pioneer. Key objective: World Economic Trade's mission are to improving the state of the world through public-private cooperation, deliver value to its partners, members and constituents through its annual and regional meetings, its center dedicated to global, regional and industry issues, its future-oriented communities of new champions, its expert networks of global agenda councils, its top-linked knowledge and interaction platform, and the Forum Academy. World Economic Forum give positive impact to international trade. It increases the opportunities for its members on international trade and investment system. World Economic Forum also led to mega-regional trade agreement, which attract investment and technology flows. Implementation of trade facilitation priorities in Brazil, Nigeria and Vietnam also give positive impact on international trade. World Economic Forum also provide high level of virtual interaction on TopLink and the Global Agenda platform among members. It also open opportunities to all members on global market, which lead to economic growth. World Economic Forum, negative impact on international trade. When trade and investment falters, it affects lives everywhere. Business and government agree on the need to facilitate international trade and investment, both key contributors to prosperity worldwide. The Trade and Investment Project is building and driving forward to seize the trade and investment opportunities. The negative impact of the international trade are as follows. High trading cost. Most of the countries like to trade due to the low trading cost. High trade costs caused by inadequate infrastructure and burdensome rules and regulations. Not unexpectedly, advanced economies are better at enabling trade rather than developing countries. They dominate the ETI rankings, with 17 advanced economies among the top 20. These countries typically enjoy lower trade costs, not only because their tariffs are low, but also because economic development itself is intimately associated with enhanced capabilities in administration, infrastructure, and telecommunications and regulation. Shift in trade patterns. The future of the global economy and the world trading system has been profoundly altered by the events of the last decade. With the countries of the South still growing at a faster rate than the North, import demand in the South has become large enough to cause a major shift in trade patterns. The South is now trading more with itself rather than with the North. In addition, this South-South trade is becoming more diverse and complex. Although the South still relies heavily on commodity trade, some countries have been successfully moving up the value chain and joining global and regional production networks. Too far to export. In Punta Arenas, Chile, at South America's southern tip, Beer producers wishing to sell abroad must ship their product by truck to the port of San Antonio, in the country's central region, a distance of more than 1,800 miles. Among the former, transport costs merit particular attention. Recent analysis shows that the cost of getting goods to market, both international shipment and transport within countries to the port, far exceeds the costs of most policy-related costs, such as tariffs. Positive impact of World Economic Forum on international investment. Investment can be done in several fields or area: agriculture, infrastructure, science and technology, oil and gas, education. The main concern that brought by the World Economic Forum is to improve the state of the world in business, political, academic and leaders. The priority or concern that given to the business, government and civil society can help the nation to improve themselves to a better nation. The investments that made internationally and collaborated with the World Economic Forum give a helpful impact to a nation, which can help them to build an economic level in their country. For example, in the job employment opportunities, a joint study between WEF and Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development said that, despite a decade-long surge in foreign direct investment (FDI) to North Africa and the Middle East, the region continues to suffer high and persistent unemployment, particularly among the young, whose jobless rates exceed 40% in some countries. Besides, any FDI effort made between the nations can increase employment due to the expansion of the economic activities, despite of the sectors that surely provide new employment opportunities. The negative impact on international trade investment. The tariff and non-tariff barrier to trade. It is to encompass rules for trade-related issues, such as investment and competition, as well as new themes like environment, climate change, and other issues. It is also relevant that the weight of different barriers to trade has changed in the last few decades. As tariffs on average have been reduced, and as value chains and cross-border trade of services have flourished, regulatory divergence and non-tariff trade barriers have risen in relevance as trade binding factors, together with logistics constraints in many countries. The size of the economies. The size of the economies engaged in those mega trade negotiations guarantees that outside countries will also be strongly impacted. There will be direct first-order trade deviation effects on exports and imports of goods and services, as countries not part of the negotiations will face preferences acquired by beneficiaries in side agreements. The competitiveness changes also become the impact of the investment. The changes attract the investment and technology flows. The dialogue between Muslim and West have promoted certain opportunity globally. It is a frank exchange between Muslim and the West. It helps in lowering level of untrustworthy between Muslim and West after the attack of 9/11. The other non-profit organization also held many dialogue inspired by the effort of World Economic Forum, WEF, which in turn promote more peace and exercising religion in various countries. For example, in France, there were an issue in wearing headscarf that representing freedom in religion, but contradicting with the issue of freedom in expression. Another example is in Middle East crisis. Although the issue is still in discussion, there are signs of changes in domestic political development that have the potential to eliminate the crisis. Brainstorming platform is one of the main functions of WEF, in which they gather many specialists in various areas and political leaders to generate effective solution. This in turn helped the Muslim world in improving their economic and political condition when their issue arise in the meeting during WEF gathering. Example of brainstorming platform is Global Assembly of World Council of Religion for Peace, WCRP, in which they discuss the global challenges such as health, poverty, education, religion, ethics, and West Muslim. This in effect have increased the awareness globally for this issue. Negative impact of Western Economic Forum, WEF, towards Muslim nation. Western tends to focus narrowly on political Islam and the stereotype of its resistance to modernity. It can give opportunity for the anti-Muslim They manipulate through the media, as they want people to give a bad perception towards Muslim nation. The media shapes public opinion, and covers realities by their censorship. Widespread anxiety about Islamic extremism and considerable antipathy toward the West characterized public opinion.